Right, okay, so I'm back. My little brother's dragged me back into it again, yeah, you should do more videos. I'm like, I was there last night having a chill, going, all right, got a day off, the sun's out. And then my little brother says, so what time are we recording tomorrow, kid? I was like, 10 o'clock, do you? Anyway, so I've not been out shopping, so we're having what I usually have for my breakfast. When I say breakfast, I don't eat till about 11 o'clock, so it's perfect. Been to the gym this morning, so we're on steak and eggs. Everyone's going on about this carnivore, steak and eggs. I love it. So that's what we're going to do. So, by the way, loads has happened since my last videos. I went to Australia and I said I was going to do some cooking there. Didn't end up materialising, but it was a great time. Met most beautiful people in the world. Fantastic place. Awesome. Anyway, back to work. Here we go. So steak and eggs. It's so simple if you know what you're doing. There's a couple of little tips along the way with it, and it makes a hell of a difference. It takes your steak and eggs from feeling like you cooked it in your house to your steak and eggs you've had in a restaurant. And a lot of restaurants are doing steak and eggs. The carnivore thing is going through the roof. I have a nutrition company. I believe in it too, for certain people. Certain people it's fantastic for, certain people it's not. So, anyway, I'm waffling on as I do when I'm talking about cooking. So let's get to it. Steak and eggs, I use ribeye, right? Now, a decent ribeye steak is the best because of the fat content. Some good free-range eggs, thyme, salt, pepper, butter. Not butter, ghee, which is, for me, the golden stuff of cooking. So here we go. Let's get cracking. So I've already heated up the pan a little bit of ghee. While this is melting, we're going to get the steak. Now, this is quite a good piece of steak, so it doesn't need beating out with a hammer. What I'm saying about beating out, some of them are a bit tough, need tenderising. The ribeye doesn't. It's my favourite steak. So again, I'm waffling without telling you what I'm doing. Right, so we've got steak, salt, pepper, thyme. Now, here's the thing with thyme. When you're cooking a steak, get the fresh thyme. And the reason why, because the dried thyme, you know what I mean? You need the dried thyme maybe for stews or something like that. But for actual cooking a steak, you need the fresh stuff. It's really important. Get it in any supermarket, do you know what I mean? It grows wild. You know what I mean? But get some time. So here we go. First of all, I've melted the ghee, as you can hear. Straight in with the steak. This bad boy here, this is like a steak weight, burger press, whatever you want to call it, right? What I do is put it on. Did you hear the hiss? It went from a hiss. It presses it against the pan. Now, when you press it against the pan with that little bit of weight, it creates a nice crust. That is one of the tips, number one, that give it a restaurant style steak. Oh, and by the way, the last videos, I was recovering from cancer. Still, you know what I mean? I don't want to keep going on about it, it doesn't matter anymore, but, excuse me. I was still recovering from cancer, so I was still a little bit weak and still a bit, no I'm not. I'm gymming it every day. I'm eating properly now, I can swallow proper, everything's cool. I'm in a good place in my life, physically, mentally. So I'm getting back to me, which means if I swear and you hear bleeps and you hear this, listen, I'm a chef. Point me out a chef that doesn't swear. We all do. Sticky hot kitchen, we're shouting at each other. And trust me, we swear. You know what I mean? We swear. And it's not a trend thing like a Gordon Ramsay thing because he swears, every chef should. No, every chef was swearing way before Gordon Ramsay come along. He just made it trendy. So here we go. It's in the pan. It's been in here maybe a minute or so. Not touched it. Just not touched it. Don't mess around with it. Be a bit confident because a lot of people will come in and start pressing it, moving it. No, just put it on. It's quite a thick steak, so the thicker the steak, the longer it takes, of course. So this is about an inch thick because I've been to the gym and I'm starving. So it's my first meal. So my first meal, I eat like a raptor. Steak and eggs every single time. So Here we go. Anyway, I think I'm almost at the point of turning it. You see it? Do you hear that? Whee, it's fighting back. Fighting back. So anyway, a lot of things have happened since I was last doing these, last doing the first lot of videos. A lot of things have happened. A lot of stuff's gone on, a lot of things have happened. However, the main thing is, I'm in a really, really, really good place in my life. By the way, I had another little scare a few months ago. That's why I've not filmed for quite a bit. Another lump come up in my neck. I was like, oh my God, here we go. Went to the hospital. It wasn't a problem, it was just a little bit of a muscle issue. So I was like, freedom. Anyway, we're almost ready to turn the steak. Now the steak weight, take off, you can probably see. Put it there. Now I'm going to put the salt, pepper and thyme again on now, because I don't want half of it to stick to the steak weight. So we're almost ready to turn. By the way, I do my steaks medium. Well, it depends how I feel. I like the steaks medium rare, and yeah, I like it most of the time medium rare. It's very rare to go over medium, do you know what I mean? Sometimes, when I do feel like a raptor off Jurassic Park, I'll definitely eat it rare, and sometimes blue. There we go, check that out. See that? See the crust? That's what we're looking for. That's exactly what we're looking for. Because that crust seals it so well. That's what the steak weight does, right? That's what the steak weight does. It just seals it, gives it a beautiful crust, gives it a beautiful edge. And the thyme on it, honestly, it makes a difference. It takes it up there. Now, I've turned it over, and again, I've not moved it around. Now, I'm not going to cook it as long this time on this side for the simple reason I'm going to do resting. Now, anyone knows anything about cooking, anything knows about resting. Now, it does exactly that. When you take a cold piece of meat, I don't use cold piece of meat, I bring them up to room temperature, because it's like when you put cold into hot, it shrinks up. It's like coming from cold into the sauna, and you tighten up. Same kind of thing. If you bring it up to room temperature, when you put it in the pan, it doesn't shock it as much. So when it doesn't shock it as much, it cooks better. So anyway, here we are. We're not far off, believe it or not. We are not far off. And I bet you think, oh my God, that steak's going to be gone. It isn't. This is where the resting place is. In fact, I'm cooking this for our Nicky, and he likes to use a bit medium. So I'm going to take it 30 seconds more. Sorry if you keep drinking, slightly dehydrated. I was with my lady last night, had a couple of drinks around at a friend's house, and I was a little bit dehydrated. Didn't go mental. I didn't go mental. I would have done if I wasn't cooking today, but here we are. Right. So, off comes the steak weight. Now that feels great. Resting. Pan lid. Put it on. Back of the stove. Leave it. Do not fuck around with it, because that's what people, because now it's got heat inside the pan. You can still hear it. Can you hear that? That's off the heat and it's inside the pan, which means it's still cooking, but that cooking process will slow down, and as it slows down, it rests. Now this gives you time. I don't mean time we put on the steak. I mean, gives you actual time to mess around with your eggs. Now, this is going to be good in here for up to 20 minutes. I promise you, it's going to be good in the pan for up to 20 minutes. I like to seal it a little, not seal it, but if you put a tea towel on it, that's like a little bit of insulation. Now, you can be dead casual now. Even if you're doing a dinner party and you do steaks on a dinner party, you do steaks, right? You can have two steaks, I don't mean dinner party, like, you're treating your missus, something nice. Them steaks can sit there for 20 minutes, maybe even more, half an hour, depends on how you get the pan. In that time, you can mess around with your veggies, with this, with that, with the other, you know what I mean? Piping mash into like little pan, whatever, just don't worry about it. It's done. It'll stay hot, it'll rest, the longer the better, right? So right now, I've got my egg pan on. Let me get rid of this steak, right? Because it'll just do me everything being sat there. Right, so eggs. I've done eggs before when I did a shakshuka, right? Now, a shakshuka, which half the time I used to call ashbuka and got it wrong. I'm getting old, what can I say? But a shakshuka, I did it in the first series, which is like peppers and onions and Moroccan spices, and you reduce it down with some passata, get a little bit of chili in there. And I do these basted eggs. Now these eggs, I'll say them again because, you know, these are my favourite eggs in the world because it's like a cross between a fried egg and a poached egg, and you eat them loads because like loads of people go, oh, don't like the snotty white part on the egg. That's fine. This gets rid of it, but still gives you the yolk. But again, you're going to be a bit, I don't mean confident as in cocky confident. What I'm saying is just be a little bit confident with your cooking. You know, just be a little bit confident with your cooking. In goes the ghee. I love this stuff. This might sound daft, but cooking with ghee keeps me trim. And I know all these are thinking, oh, cooking with butter makes you thin. No, it doesn't. Fats don't absorb into fats, and trust me, you know what I'm talking about, because I've got a nutrition company, very successful one, JT Nutrition. I've worked on, I think, 101 professional fights. I think about 101. 7 world titles, from everything from bare knuckle to MMA to this, that, the other. So I know what I'm talking about, and cooking with ghee will change, not just the flavour of the cooking, it'll change your life, trust me. So I'm a big advocate for that. Right, so in go the eggs. Always get nice free ranges, and you know, the yolk on these are really, really good, right? Now again, like the steak, let me just edge it over, as you can see. Like the steak, don't mess around with it. Just let it catch a little bit. 1 second, let me get rid. There we go. Right. Ah, my eggs broke. Can you believe it? Okay, 2 yolks is good. You know what I mean? I bet all you're thinking, what, some chef in, you can't even break an egg. And these things happen, do you know what I mean? I'm serving it myself, it's not like I'm... Actually, Mickey's eating this one, so I get the one without the broken eggs. Right, so we're at a decent part now, right, where it's starting to crisp up nice. I salt and pepper it now. Now again, sea salt, all the time sea salt. The more unrefined, as in the more man hasn't touched it, the better it is, because then the processed table salts, stay away from it. However, sea salt's good. Now, the best thing to do, a little bit of pepper, sorry, the best thing to do is, you know, all these government guidelines, you only should have 2 grams of salt. Let me tell you, you have an accident in the car and you need an IV drip. You know what an IV drip is? Saline. You know what saline is? Salt water to make you better. So why is these government guidelines saying you're only allowed a certain amount a day? Full of shit. Anyway, let's get back to the eggs. Splash of water with the eggs, they're taking nicely. Just a splash of water. Put lid on it. That's it. That's it. This will be the best steak and eggs I've ever eaten, by the way. And I'm not just saying it, you know, because I'm a chef. That's a load of bullshit. I'm not just saying it. I'm saying it'll be the best steak and eggs I've ever eaten. And I've not messed around with it too much. You know what I mean? I've not, you know, butter, eggs, thyme, salt, pepper. You know what I mean? That's it. And it'll be the best steak and eggs you've ever eaten. Trust me. Trust me, trust me, trust me. So, where I said to you before, don't mess around with it. The eggs, you've got to have a little play. You've got to tease them off the bottom. Now, as you can see, they're half poaching and they're half frying. Oh, I can't wait for this. I can't wait for this. I'm starving today. I'm starving today. Oh man, I went to my friends Stuart and Claire's last night for a bite to eat. But I've been cooking these veggie meals, and I'm telling you, they are not bad, mate. Right, so here we go. Here we go. I'd say we're there. I'd say we're there. Now this, just bang it all on the plate. Just move it up to get this steak on. Back to the steak. Now, back to the steak. Sorry about the clattering. Right, now you see all that sauce on the bottom? That's all what's come out of the steak. Now, I know what everyone's going to say. Oh, I don't like the blood. You don't get blood in steak, it's a protein enzyme. If you don't believe me, Google it. It's a protein enzyme, so it's not actual blood. Yeah, it's red, it's this, that, the other, and it's, trust me, it's really good for you. So what I do is, I give it, it's back on the hob, and what I do is, I just reduce this down a little bit, only a little bit, because what's in it is, in that is steak sauce, butter, salt, pepper. Don't bin it. There's goodness there. Don't bin it. Don't mess around with it. Just reduce it a little bit. This is still good. This is still steaming, right? Your steak and eggs are looking great, apart from the pot one. Forgive me, Mickey. I know this is your dinner. But you really have to save everything that is good. Do not waste it, trust me. And now it's reducing a little bit, and it's just making a nice little sauce. Again, sorry about the clattering. Now, the reason why I reduce it, when it keeps in, when you put a lid on it, it creates steam, and that steam will go on the top of the pan, and it will come down into residue. It will make it a little bit watery. So I'm taking that water out, you know what I mean? And the blood, as people call it, which is an enzyme. You see, it's starting to thicken a little bit now. So you turn that off. And this, my little friends, is a nice little natural steak sauce. That again has got the salt, got the pepper, got everything in. Right. So there's vid number 1. Steak and eggs. Post-gym workout food, pre-gym workout food. It's for all you carnivores, and it's one of my favourite dishes. So, I'm going to bid you farewell, but before I do, right, I'm going to say I'd apologise for swearing, but if you don't like swearing, then go and watch another cooking programme. You know what I mean? I'm a guy, I swear. I laugh, I drink, you know what I mean? So on. Keep it real. I'll keep the cooking as real as possible. So if you hear the odd swear word, sorry about that, but fuck it. All right, have a good day.